Hello, hello, hello. Wonderful. Right. Hello, survivors, and welcome to episode 19 of Ark News. In today's episode, we're going to be taking an in-depth look into one of the new creatures from Genesis Part 2. We go through all the latest updates on the Lost Island free map, and all the latest news for Ark Survival Evolved. So without further ado, let's get started. So, before we jump into going through everything about the Astrodelphis, I very quickly want to go through the latest goings-on with Ark Survival Evolved, the latest free map, Lost Island. We had the very first creature vote, so confirmed for the Lost Island will be the Amorgosaurus and the Dinopithecus, a large baboon capable of carrying weapons and grenades, I believe. This was not the only reveal for Wildcard. They've decided that there'll be another creature given to us via another creature vote, given that the first one was so successful. This means that Lost Island will come with 4 brand new tameable dinos. This will be the very first map to have over 3 brand new tameable creatures, Ragnarok being the very first with 3 brand new tameable creatures. Also, please continue to check patch notes on survivetheark.com, the link will be in the description. They are continually updating and fixing bugs, etc. Furthermore, just a little bit of channel business. Wildcards seem to be slowing down on all the news again. This happens, as we all know, they fall into dry spells and things. I'll now be expanding into other games while still covering Ark Survival Evolved and the Ark Highlight series. They'll still be continuing, but we must start looking at moving beyond Ark. There are some fantastic games out there, and it is really time to start showcasing them. Also, very quickly, I just want to touch on a few things. Obviously, we'd bred a creature in the last video, and I just wanted to say it's now doing well. She's, it's been a few weeks now, and the spiders are all now named, as you can see. And yeah, Brenda here was the one that came out of the Ark Highlights episode, and I just wanted to let everyone know she's doing well. And a couple of other creatures got an update. My Maywing here got painted yellow. I mentioned I have an affinity for yellow creatures, so I worked on that, and yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Quite happy with that, and also the coloured rock drake as well. I took the liberty of naming that the bumblebee as well, because the inverted colours reminded me of a certain robotic pal of mine, robotic friend. But obviously we're here to talk about the Astrodelphis, and here one is. Obviously I only have a yellow one at the moment, but it looks amazing. So all that in mind, let's begin the in-depth look at the Astrodelphis, or the space dolphin. They're found in the space biome, and they are tamed using the new resource mutagen, which is found in Rockwell's innards biome, which is underneath the Rockwell's garden biome, across when you travel from where we are now, which is the Eden biome, through the space biome, through to the garden biome, through to the secret entrance, and into the Rockwell's innards biome. You've all seen the Genesis Grand Tour video in the last episode. You all know where that is. Go find it, go check it out, go get your mutagen if you want to go tame it that way, or how I tamed this one. As you all found out in the previous video, if it's hard to tame or difficult, I might use a certain admin command. They are smaller and a more useful variant of the Astrodelphis or space whale. I can imagine having 4 or 5 of these, and a space whale all fully manned would be pretty awesome. You sort of have a bomber with the Astrosutus, because that was sort of like a bomber with turrets, I think, and escorts or fighters with the Astrodelphis. If you played PvP, I've seen videos of tribe raids with several of the Astrodelphises flying around and being very effective. So they're the second creature to only have a tech tier saddle. The saddle functions pretty much the same as the Trypanunjungus saddle, or as we call it, the torpedo. So as you can see, I fly around pretty much the same, so you pretty much hit the stamina bar and you trigger the whole thing. The only difference is you can actually toggle speed as well, so you can sort of make it speed up. Oh, that's not quite. There's sort of, if you disable it and repower it again, you sort of oh, there you go. So it's the left stick to trigger a more of a speed boost. So you need element for fuel, and for the laser cannons, which is the left trigger. They sort of have only sort of one. Ah, yes. This was happening last time. I sort of expected it would happen again, but it's okay. It's not an issue. So yeah, these are the laser cannons. Sort of hitting the left trigger, the right trigger, sorry, rather, will trigger these. Very good for saturation, sort of thing. Then if you hold the right trigger, you trigger a charged plasma cannon, as they call it. Oh, there you go, we're already. Oh dear, we've targeted a tech strider, of course. I'm just going to take this opportunity to toggle that, because this will come in handy later. And I try and negotiate getting back in. This seemed to be happening to another person who's been taming, who's been breeding these, so. Yeah, so you hold that down and that does that. So the left trigger, and as long as you load it with grenades, will fire one of these. Let's see if we can get find a clear area to, this looks good enough. We'll trigger a missile. There she goes. That's quite effective as well. So, their speed is. Each weapon does a fair amount of damage as well, so the missile being the most powerful, the laser cannons being the least, and the plasma cannons being the medium. Their speed is comparable to the Trypanunjungus also, so at full chat it's the same amount of speed as the Trypanunjungus. Again, the reason why I say that it's the same speed is because the Trypanunjungus is complicated, because the saddle works off a charge rating, so the more it relaxes the faster it goes, and eventually it will go slower and slower and slower, and then it will have to rest. So the thruster's based on stamina, whereas this one will just keep going at this speed forever because it's element. So it's better than the Tripononjungus because it doesn't have to rest and use up its stamina, whereas the Tripononjungus does use up its stamina at full speed. So that's the difference between this and the Tripononjungus. So it's no faster, but it doesn't have to rest. It's also it's also got more armaments, and it's also tech. But as everyone has been saying, you would expect this to be faster. But of course it is based off the same principles as the whole thing. So when the thrusters are engaged, I'm afraid there is no speed difference, as we've just said. Oh, jeez, here we go again. So when the thrusters, yes, so I'm afraid there's no. If you're looking for speed and maneuverability, I recommend the Tech Hover Skiff again. However, when the thrusters are engaged, although slower than the Tech Hover Skiff and faster than a Wyvern, the Astrodelphis is armed and would be the best. The Astrodelphis also has more manoeuvres when the thrusters are engaged. I'm going to have to go back into this now. So you can do a barrel roll left and right, and you can also do a loop in only one direction, which is forwards as well. You can't really do that any other way. Clearly there's a bit of a bug with the Astrodelphis at the minute, but we'll live with it for the moment. Much like the Phoenix, it doesn't actually land, so it sort of hovers type of thing. I recommend you completely disengage the Starwing saddle, and although the Space Dolphin doesn't come in and allow, the Space Dolphin to come in under her own steam, sort of like that, you may find this might counter the issue, which causes the Astrodelphis to glide away from you. Fun fact about the Starwing saddle, apparently, and the missions that the Astrodelphis and the Starwing saddle feature in, apparently it's been inspired by the Star Fox games, including references to Star Fox 64, and the saddle functions the same way as the R-Wing ship, which is also from those same games. So yeah. So also something worthy of note. So, unlike other flying creatures, this creature has a unique ability because, as I'm about to showcase, she can do this. Completely comfortable under water. Though I will admit, it would be better under deeper water. I would suggest you find somewhere deeper to practice this. I was finding somewhere slightly safer where I wasn't going to be constantly attacked by sharks, to be honest. Which is a issue on the other side of the... Here we go, look. So yeah, also if you double tap, there you go, you also release out a little echolocation. Again, I'll try and get to a more deeper location, because that will be... And again, all the weapons function normally underwater, no issue. And you can very quickly pass between the two surfaces, so there's no... You don't have to stop and change anything. You could just very easily very quickly pass between the two. And so the Astrodelphis is easily one of my new favourite creatures from Genesis Part 2. The fact that there is so much versatility in one creature is astounding. It's just a shame that at the moment there seems to be this very weird dismounting bug. I'm very much looking forward to see what all the other creatures have in store, and I will do more videos like this as well, so you can see what all the other creatures have in store. So make sure to subscribe for all the latest Ark related content and the latest Ark news. Make sure to check out the next episode of Ark Highlights, the building of Ark, which will be very exciting. Also make sure to check out the next episode of Ark News, the evolution of Ark Survival Evolved. It will be split into 2 parts amongst episodes 20 and 21. Looking forward to those as well. Yeah, I think it'll be just as easier to do this now. Make sure to comment if you have any questions about anything in today's episode or anything Ark related, and make sure to hit that notification bell ding to stay up to date with the latest news and videos. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to never miss a video, and I will see you next time, survivors.